So again, wanted to say thank you guys for taking the time to be here with Zahnymous, or Za, as we'll probably refer to them for the majority of the AMA, just to keep things a little bit easier. And that is their token ticker. So if you guys want to get a little bit more familiarized with that, we'll refer to them as Za throughout the AMA. But they're building up a really exciting platform. We'll start with the pre-sale that's oncoming through GemPad. It will go live on the 14th of November. So that's this Monday. It goes live officially at 2000 UTC. That's 8 p.m. and that's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for anybody else in my time zone over here. So again, it's a pretty exciting looking platform that they're building up here. From the raise perspective, 600 BNB on the hard cap. It's 4 BNB maximum, 0.1 BNB minimum, and a 300 BNB soft cap. So just a little bit of the specs of the preset before we get into what the team is building up. But high level here, ZA is focused on building bridging the gap between crypto and fiat through their DApp, which you guys will be able to see a live demonstration through. The goal here is to be able to provide people with the ability to purchase gift cards using crypto and fiat. And again, I have personally seen the usage of a platform like this by Caesar, by a number of other larger influencers in the space, especially with Christmas time approaching. And I will say, I got to give you guys credit, a lot of credit personally, on the timing on your release for this one. With Christmas around the corner, with the digital age being in front of us, gift cards is one of the top purchases for the holidays. So I will say you guys are really rolling this out in a great market in terms of for what you guys are bringing value to. I know the market conditions as a whole, people are saying, are a little bit tough, but I always say projects who can add value when they launch will still do well. And I think with the timing you guys have on this, with the Christmas around the corner and the holidays right in front of us, it's a great value add potentially to the market. So that's why I'm excited to hear about what you guys are bringing to the table here with ZA and your platform and the DApp that's already live that we'll be able to check out through the AMA. But again, I always say, regardless of market conditions, if you guys can identify value in a project and why you think it can bring, get people to want to use it in the space, it will do well regardless of what the markets dictate. So again, I'm excited to hear about ZA and what these guys are building up, specifically because of, the time of year we're around and, the value that I potentially see in their projects. So again, I'll pass the mic to you guys just to introduce yourself a little bit more personally, your role on the team, and then we'll kind of transition to how you came up with the concept of ZA and what's to come in the future. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. Apologize again for transitioning the AMA from Thursday to today, but I definitely think the engagement, the activity will be worth it in the long run. So again, floor is yours, gents.
Of course. So I'll start. My name is Basit. I've been working on ZA for about a year now. I am the founder. And we really wanted to create an ecosystem to allow users to crypto spin in a decentralized manner. And a little bit background information of me is I've always been an entrepreneur at heart. Ever since high school, I've been trying to build businesses. I've pretty much hopped over to a lot of different industries. I've tried opening my own fertilizer plant where we are taking horse waste and then turning it into methane gas, which is renewable energy. And then stuff that people were throwing away, we were actually using as a resource. So I've been in a couple businesses that I used to do FOB, international shipping, from Asia to the Americas. And I've also stepped in to kind of do a little bit of e-commerce business as well. So I would definitely say that I'm a young entrepreneur at heart, and that's pretty much a little bit of a foundation and a basis of me as an individual.
Yeah, my name is Logan. I'm a full-time data engineer. Been kind of helping projects launch over the last 3 to 4 years, kind of mostly doing freelance stuff where we've started Coinofficial and met Basit here about 1.5 years ago. And it's just been a long journey where we've been refining the whole platform, everything from tokenomics to development to design, and making sure everything is perfect for a really strong and solid launch.
Hi, and I'm Brandon. Currently working as a IT security analyst and part-time Solidity developer, and I would consider myself the overall nerd of the herd. So I keep the technology stack together.
Awesome. Well, I mean, there's Faisal. Sorry, didn't mean to catch you off, Faisal.
No problem. I mean, I don't mind going, but yeah, my name's Faisal. I'm the only one from South Africa in this team. I got in crypto quite a while back, we were the first ones in South Africa to be importing and exporting cryptocurrency miners here. We started a company to basically host cryptocurrency miners for people. It was one of the largest in the country, and then we sold that. And then I started dabbling, 2017, 2018 on the Ethereum ecosystem, and I started learning to become like a Solidity developer, and pretty much changed my whole life, where I'm currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in computer science.
Amazing. Well, again, it's really great to meet you guys, and you do come across as an extremely professional team. And from this type of project, that I love Brandon's kind of reference, being like, I'm the nerdy one on the team, kind of keep the tech running together. And it's really funny because a project like this, the mechanisms and the technical side of things are very important. Although you think about the concept and it seems very simplistic, I know on the back end it is anything but. So again, I'm really excited. I've already seen a couple very technical questions coming in from the community with regards to the white paper and stuff. So I can't wait till the back end. But at this point, I would love to jump into a little bit more about ZA and what you guys are looking to build, kind of how you came up with the idea for this one first and foremost, because, as I mentioned, I know of this type of platform that already exists. I've only really seen one. I know there's a number of UI functionalities. I know there's a number of things about that platform that Caesar does not like himself that I've heard from him directly. So I know there's a lot of room for improvement. And, I'm excited to learn more about your concept here. So let's just jump right in.
Of course. So I came up with the idea about a year to a year and a half ago with really trying to create a way to have crypto, but have cash. And I didn't mean like paper cash, but more like liquid. Like, how do I have my cryptocurrency, but then I can spend it in the physical world with no barrier to entry instantly? If you ask the average user how they use their cryptocurrency every day, they're going to say, well, I move from an external wallet to the exchange, sell it on the exchange, and then move to the funds to my bank account. So I saw that there was definitely application for what I was trying to accomplish. And actually, funny story, all my team, I met through Fiverr. I messaged Logan originally because he actually helps advise projects that are like starting out in crypto. And I messaged him and I was like, hey, I have an idea. I want to create a cryptocurrency that you have crypto, but you can instantly use it no matter where you are in the world. And he goes, well, that's a great idea. How do you plan on doing it? And I kind of laughed and was like, that's kind of why I'm messaging you right now. So fast forward, that was actually October 30th, 2021. And just through connections and then other partnerships, we kind of met Brandon, met Faisal, and that's how ZA got started.
Amazing. So again, it's just such a, the concept itself, if you think about it, it's fairly simplistic, but
It is.
there's not really anyone. I mean, like I said, there's one platform I've heard of. I don't personally use it much myself. I've used it once or twice, but there hasn't really been much competition. And if you think about the concept being very simplistic, you're like, why is that, right? So I'd love to learn a little bit more about kind of your journey to get to where you guys are today. And, throughout that process, that discussion, obviously we're going to be able to identify some barriers to entry that, competing projects or maybe, teams in the future that are looking to create this type of idea will have to overcome, and why you guys should, in theory, be able to carve out some of that market share by what you've put together.
Of course. So let me kind of bring it back a little bit to the very beginning. After I met Logan, I pretty much think about whenever you're operating a business, you're opening a business, you need to think of people and like different aspects, kind of similar to like how tools are if you're going to like build a painting or build something on the wall. So Logan kind of became the advisor, with Brandon being more of the smart contract side. But even though they're like the part of the core team, there are actually other foundations of the Zahnymous project would actually help make this possible. So even though I've met them and they're part of the core team, we also have a legal team as well that's actually been helping build everything in the terms of legalities, making sure that we're in regulation. So a shout out to them as well. I'm not going to dox them and name them, but we wouldn't be here as well if I didn't meet them. And I've kind of met the perfect fintech attorneys. They're international, by the way, so they're not specific to one area. So they've definitely helped with the process. But again, let's kind of hone in a little bit. So after meeting Logan, and then my legal team, we ended up giving an investment for my family to actually help start this journey. So I met Logan October 30th, 2021. And then fast forward to December 2021, I told my family that I'm very serious about this project and I really want to actually make this happen. Like, how do I create a crypto that pretty much has cash? So every time you hold that crypto being ZA, you can immediately use it and make it liquid in the physical world without having to use that exchange that I described about. So December 2021 comes up and we get the first initial investment. And let's just say we were all excited, like, yeah, let's do this. But the problem was we still didn't really have a structured business. We didn't even have a website. Okay. We pretty much had nothing but just an idea. And fast forward from that December investment, we come February 2022. By the way, if you do look up our company, Zahnymous Limited, we were incorporated February 24th, 2022. So this is all factual evidence that you can even look up on state registers, etc. So we get the investment December 2021, and then fast forward to February 2022, we had, again, nothing. I was so stressed out putting in 60 to 70 hour weeks, really trying to figure out a way to create that crypto and then have cash. So at first, what we were going to do was have a decentralized debit card powered by Visa and MasterCard. Well, let me be completely transparent with you. Anyone that says that they can get a decentralized debit card powered by Visa and MasterCard, it's actually impossible. It 100% is. I talked to so many partners. I've pitched this idea to the biggest multi-million-dollar companies, and they all laughed when I said, yeah, we're trying to all do this with no KYC. They go, well, I love your idea of starting a crypto debit card, but that whole no KYC, that whole decentralization, that's never going to happen because of anti-financial crime, anti-money laundering, and the OFAC list, which is actually like making sure that people that are terrorists are not using the platform or anything in that nature. So after kind of getting honed in and really trying to figure out that ZA was going to be this decentralized debit card powered by MasterCard and Visa, we realized that it was quite impossible. So about 2 months into the project of nonstop working, we were actually looking at the wrong entry. Instead of doing this Visa and MasterCard, which was so complicated and so many more technicals and legality issues, we actually had one last meeting. And this is a true story, and I love saying this story as well. Is I was going to give those funds back to my family. I was going to tell them, hey, I can't do this anymore. We got close, we tried, but there is no way to decentralize crypto spending. Like, they've made it in a system that you have to go centralized if you actually want to use your cryptocurrency every day. And we had one last internal meeting together. And I'll even say Faisal actually did a little bit of digging on his side because he is kind of from South Africa. So maybe his searches were different than our searches, which was in the US. And through searching the proper partnerships, he brought up this one company and he goes, boss, just give this one last shot. And just try. You know, don't give up. Like, you have the ambition, you have the perseverance, just try it. So I actually emailed and messaged that company, and within a couple hours, they responded back to me. And I thought it was a scam. Like, you all are this huge company and you are going to respond to me so fast. Like, okay, I was very hesitant. And then I hopped on the meeting and I pitched them the idea. And I said, yeah, we want to do this in sort of a decentralized way. And they go, we love the idea. Let's do it. And that trickle down effect of having that business, having that idea, and then having everything together, but not having a clear solution, just that perseverance of keep trying, never giving up. Fast forward from February to now, we're about to launch ZA in a couple days with a fully functioning dApp that allows users to just connect a MetaMask wallet and spend in almost 100 countries. It's beautiful. It really is. It's amazing. So that's the history of ZA and the ZA brand, of perseverance, strength, and a couple friends that just met online that actually end up physically becoming friends.
And that's a really cool kind of growth story right there, because what you just talked about on the KYC side is there's a project that I know, again, who kind of went through the same issues, and they ended up moving away from kind of their plan to do a debit and a Visa card because of exactly what you just said, man. The regulations, the requirements, and just the hesitation when you have the phrasing debit or credit card associated with crypto, and the hesitancy of people to sign up. I mean, adoption in crypto is only like 5% right now, maybe 6%. And of that, you know, majority of people are in like the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, more the bigger alt investments. The amount of people playing in like the new launches, the BSC, the DGen space, for lack of a better term, is even smaller. So again, you know, you have to really identify your audience properly, and the fact that you give it no barriers to entry in terms of KYC being gift cards versus a debit or credit card is good, because now you can cater to people in crypto and not in crypto.
Exactly.
So you increase that, audience, potential audience by a massive amount
Especially
right
the
there.
DeFi space as well.
Sorry?
My bad. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was saying like specifically DeFi as well, because people kind of like that decentralization. They don't want to go that centralized route to still use their cryptocurrency and stay on chain. So catering to that decentralized ecosystem, that decentralized space in DeFi really like resonates with our exact target audience.
I mean, also the last month has put even more light into like kind of the whole concept of centralization, because look at Celsius, bankrupt. FTX more recently, God, that's a shit show. So like, and I don't agree with those centralized exchanges. I will never personally, and I say this to our channel, I never tell anybody to hold any amount of, if you want to use a centralized exchange as a ramp to get your money in, get your money out, cool. Never hold money in a centralized exchange, especially the way they've been acting recently. Like even Coinbase in February went and they changed their fine print to be like, nothing in this platform is technically yours anymore. We can do whatever we want with your assets, and you have no legal claim to anything should you lose your assets while in our platform. And for me as an investor, I mean, crypto is kind of, sketchy enough as it is if you want to think about this, the kind of the pyramid of investments that exist in the world. But to then, potentially just throw your money in when those companies and those businesses want to take no ownership for your funds. I've never understood that. So what you brought up about the decentralization, 1,000%, man. And I think recently people have even been pushed more towards that concept versus centralization.
Definitely. The timing is impeccable. And actually with the whole Christmas time coming as well, that wasn't his plan either. So I'm a huge believer in everything happens for a reason. Certain things, obviously some things that might not resonate well with, but in terms of our project being kind of pushed back on time, certain things that we had to overcome and obstacles to end up actually launching around Christmas is completely coincidental. And it was also coincidental to have the project launching with everything that's happening with centralized exchanges. So it almost makes me feel like this was meant to happen. And I can't wait to show the world what ZA is about and really bring people to our ecosystem.
So that's another really important kind of concept or part of this thing, right? Is scale and actually getting the users to purchase these gift cards, because the more users you can show in your DApp actively using, the more use case you then have to get companies, providers in the real world to maybe want to allow their gift cards, their services at some point, goods, who knows where the platform evolves to in the future, to list with you guys and allow their brand and their essential company name to be associated with your platform.
Of course. And we're actually going to be tackling that in the future as well, where we onboard those other smaller BSC projects and bring over their communities and host their currencies, bringing over their token holder count, which should increase market capitalization for ZA and increase the revenue, kind of, sharing that engagement with other projects as well. So I definitely know what you mean by that vertical integration, because it's not just the revenue. It's also bringing over the actual people in the use case to the entire world. So people can live off of their favorite BSC projects without having to then sell it for BNB and then go that's kind of that centralized route. They can use token XYZ and still make everyday purchases in almost 100 countries, be that groceries, be that a flight, be that electronics or anything for maybe possibly their children.
Yeah, and I think also the another big thing was for me gives you guys more reach is the fact that gift cards are often something that you give to younger members of the family. I know when I was a kid, we don't have credit cards when you're, probably until you're 20, and you at least have enough money coming in if your parents push, that financial responsibility. Because even if you're 18, you're making, a couple $100 a week, that's not really enough to support a credit card and what a credit card could potentially do, right? So for me, gift cards are a great option for kids to be able to, similar to like those old Visa prepaid cards you could get for $100. I used to love those because I would go online and buy like a video game, or I could do online shopping for the first time ever as a kid, right? Because I didn't have a credit card. So I think gift cards really, again, are a great usage for people who are in crypto, maybe want to utilize some of their funds on gift cards to, there's the elephant in the room of gift cards also kind of, if you're purchasing with crypto, are a way to, for lack of a better term, avoid tax. So I think that's kind of the elephant in the room. I think it's a valuable, it's a use case. It's a reason why people want to use a platform like this. But there's also the opposite side, right? Is what happens if the regulators start come knocking or something like that. And you guys, again, so my question is kind of phrased on, there's a lot of value for adults. There's a lot of value for kids with your gift cards and your platform because they can online shop. Their parents can give them this as a gift. But the only negative is, I mean, for me, I would use it to kind of take money out of fiat or crypto and use it in gift cards to purchase stuff in the real world and avoid paying some of those taxes on the capital gains.
So real quick,
that's just the one kind of conversation you have to be able to position to people so that the regulation side, the rule makers don't look at you guys as essentially allowing like.
Of course. So real quick, let me actually, solve all that doubt real quick. So Zahnymous is completely compliant with regulated authorities. I work with centralized exchanges and financial institutions to allow this solution to actually occur. So it's not like it's a tornado cash or anything that even possibly is illegal. Another reason why it's been taking so long is to make sure that we're actually completely compliant and completely legal. And in regards to your own taxes, it is up to the users who use the platform and up to their due diligence because taxes are for the individual. It would be very unfair for me as a company to have to know every single jurisdiction that we're in all around the world, their taxes, to then make those users comply. It's 100% on the users. And under statute, all of our requirements for our threshold values of the 1,000 USD per transaction per day and the 9,000 9,500 transaction per wallet, that actually is as well in UK statute. If we want to get very specific. So again, everything that we're doing as a business, logistically and financially, I guess legality as well, is completely legal. So I do want to state that. And in regards to the money laundering, there's a huge difference between money laundering or avoiding taxes as same as there is compared to everyday spending. The platform, even though we do say it's decentralized, we are actually half centralized, half decentralized. We're very centralized as the business because we are KYB, KYC, and we do work with regulated authorities, but the users itself are decentralized. So I do want to let that out there and make that very clear that we do have thresholds and value. We do work with KYC companies as well. So yes, there's no barrier to entry for the ZA brand or the ZA project. Anyone can just connect a decentralized wallet like a MetaMask and spend. We do still fit those requirements for those KYCs and those anti-money laundering laws. So Zahnymous is actually a utility token, and utility token specifically is not under any regulation as of right now. So everything we're doing is actually perfect. So I do want to kind of state that and let that do be known, just in case anyone was wondering, like, how is this legal? Well, am I a little worried because let's say I do invest in this project and then something happens with regulation, then will this project end up dying? No, we're already working on ways to make sure that we're compliant with years ahead and international law and EU law. So we do have 3 lawyers which work under us that make sure everything we're doing is perfect. So I do want to clarify that in regards to any anti-financial laws, because the idea of ZA is very simple. It's just to simplify crypto spending without having to go that route that I explained of that centralization to take your crypto from an external wallet to then an exchange, sell it on the exchange, and then move the funds to your bank account. You can just connect to my DApp and then spend. And it really is just an easy process. So the way that we've really been pitching this is it's more of a simplified way to crypto spend every day. I do just want to clarify that for you. And for any individual that was wondering, how is this legal and why is it legal? So if you all want, we can get straight into the pitch. My bad. We were kind of going back and forth about questions. So let's actually start and get into everything in motion. By the way, guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, world. I've kind of already given an introduction to myself, and my name is Bosset, and I founded Zahnymous a year ago with one idea in mind, and it was to decentralize crypto spending. But before I get into this idea of decentralizing crypto spending, I would like to introduce to you all the problem, because every business solves a problem. Every billion-dollar business solves a problem. So what's the problem, world? What is it that Zahnymous is trying to solve? It's liquidation. It's how do you use your cryptocurrency every single day? Well, again, if you ask the typical user how they use their crypto, and I would say the majority of people, they're going to tell you that same exact process that I already described. Well, I move from my wallet to the exchange, sell it on the exchange, which not is only centralized, it comes with huge fees. You lose gas fees, and you also lose fees in converting your crypto to fiat. There's also slow bank transfers. If you are in the US, there's ACH transfers. But let's say you're out of the US. Well, there might be SWIFT transfers. Take 3 to 5 business days for ACH, 5 to 7 business days for a SWIFT transfer. Also, it's outdated technology. Crypto was created to defeat this centralization. Crypto was created to end up pretty much simplifying that process. So in the very top right corner, you see banks are so outdated. Store your ZA on your MetaMask and spend freely. So now that I've introduced this problem, which is centralized crypto spending, what is the solution? What is the outcome to fix all of this? Well, it's decentralized crypto spending. It's our DApp. So ZA allows you to spend with the biggest brands in the world. You can convert ZA or other currencies that will be on our platform to your favorite gift card brands in almost 100 countries, all converting to major fiats at almost an instant exchange. Instead of centralized, it's decentralized. Instead of having to go that long route with Web 2.0, creating an account, you just connect the MetaMask. So now that I've went over to that problem, which is that centralized crypto spending, I've told you the solution, which is decentralized crypto spending. Let's go into the user interface on what a user may experience when joining the ZA ecosystem. So this is my favorite part of everything. So even though we are about decentralizing crypto spending, we have to understand that crypto is not user friendly. Okay, no matter how well you describe it to someone, it's not. So I have to explain to people all the time, well, in order to buy ZA, you have to have BNB. And from that BNB, you probably have to get it from a centralized exchange. And then you go to PancakeSwap, connect your wallet, and then buy ZA. And people look at me and they're like, dude, this is so confusing. So in order to have mass adoption, because that is what Zahnymous is about, it is about finally integrating that crypto and that fiat world by bridging it together. So if you go to Zahnymous.io, you can click Buy ZA. Right when you click Buy ZA, it's going to pop open a window, which is going to show you that PancakeSwap router without having to leave to an external website. So you see that I have BNB, you see I have no ZA. Well, if you do have BNB, you can then just buy ZA by clicking that button, Buy ZA. Make sure that you're connected with the same wallet you are on PancakeSwap as you are to the top right corner. So if you see to the top right corner, you can click Connect Wallet. By the way, I am echoing, so that means someone's mic so please turn that off as I'm pitching, please. So in the very top right corner, you do see the wallet. You can click Connect MetaMask or use Wallet Connect. By the way, Wallet Connect has plenty of wallets. So it's not just be like, oh, well, I don't use MetaMask. We have Trust Wallet and a whole bunch of others, I think 20 to 30. So once you've bought ZA or you've already had ZA, you connect that wallet in the top right corner, and let's get ready to actually bridge the gap between crypto and fiat. You see to the very left, you see buy gift cards. Once the wallet's connected, for this example, I did Media Market in Germany. It is one of the biggest electronic stores in Germany, and I feel like it has a great application. I also made this test purchase live for another AMA, so it's very cool and sweet to actually see this entire process and then see the outcome at the very end of it. So once you've bought in ZA, you've connected your wallet, and you click Buy Gift Cards. We're going to click Germany, and then we're going to click that Media Market button right there. Once you see that, it's going to give you an option to select the currency that you want. For this, we have BNB, BUSD, USDT, and ADA. And let's say the denomination is 100 euros, and we're going to click that plus button right there and add to cart. As soon as you do that, to the top right corner, you're going to have product added to cart. And then on the shopping cart, you're going to have that one right there. So let's say I don't want anything else. I'm completely okay with buying an electronic for my 4-year-old son, right? I don't have a 4-year-old son. This is just for an example. So I'm happy with buying electronic for them, or maybe some possible toys or anything like that. We're going to click there on shopping cart, and I'm going to enter my email, support@zahnymous.io. By the way, if any of you all have any inquiries or there's anything wrong with an order or anything, if you just want give me feedback on how the project is, what you think of it, please email me at support@zahnymous.io. I am here. I am your reference. I am the owner of the project, so I can answer any question that you may possibly have about our system. So now that I've entered the email, I agree to terms and conditions. Please, you all, when you agree to terms and conditions, read them if you want. If you don't, it's fine. Press the button. Then you click proceed to checkout. I click I'm not a robot and I click pay. As soon as you click pay, there's going to be a MetaMask transaction that's going to pop up to the top right, and you just sign off on the transaction just like you would any other thing with your decentralized wallet. And this is so cool when I explain this process to you all, because not only am I showing you all through a pitch, I'm actually going to show you all a live transaction and see how fluid our system truly is even before launch. And I really want to say that this is what we want to bring to the ecosystem before our tokens even launch, because it's the bare minimum of what we're trying to accomplish with this crypto to fiat and finally bridging the gap between the two. So once I click confirm the transaction, it's going to immediately send me a gift voucher. By the way, I did mark this out because I didn't want you all to take the gift card that I actually got him or anything. This was for the other AMA hosts as well. So as soon as you click that sign off transaction, you will get an email just like that. And before I go even further into the presentation, what's better than a live demonstration? I don't think there is anything. So let me show you all how fluid, how simple, how user-friendly our platform truly is. So I'm going to hop out of here real quick, and I'm going to go to Zahnymous.io. My wallet is already connected. And for this example, I'm just going to get straight into United States. And I'm going to try to do this platform with the intention in mind that I already have a gift card and I'm already ready to spend. Let's say I'm in the actual parking lot of this business right now, just so you can see how fast we actually connect the digital world to the physical world. Click shopping cart. We're going to do my personal email. And also, if you all do have a little bit of fun with this presentation, I am right here. If you just want to shout me out, message me. I'm always free. I'm always around. And if you don't want to connect with support@zahnymous.io, you can message me at my personal email. Again, I am the founder of everything. And capture required. There we go. So you can always reach me at bossit@zahnymous.io. No problem. I would love to answer any inquiry for you all because I am truly passionate about this project. And I believe that our mission of mass adoption is what is going to create longevity for the ZA brand. So you will see MetaMask is taking just its sweet little time. So I did make a test transaction before this. Let me refresh the page just in case. You know, it's so funny because transactions can be so fluid at times. And then every single time we hop on live, every time we show the community everything, there just has to be something, right? It's pretty funny. So let me click that I'm not a robot. I'm sorry about that, you all. I swear, sometimes, again, the world works in such weird ways. It's like, look, it's just, it's so funny. It's almost like it's personally trying to knock me off my pivot, but it's going to take a lot more than that just to knock me off the pivot. So I'm going to confirm this transaction. And right when I click confirm, you're going to see in the top right corner, it will have a transaction approved. Oh. Man, it just has to do this right now. Why is that even happening? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I know. It's always during the live demonstrations where it just wants to
so many times too.
I know, man. It's crazy. It kills me. So there we go. It is a little laggy right now, but there we go. Order has been processed. I'm sorry about that because our system truly is more fluid than that. So again, it's just that weird things happen to maybe choke you up, but you have to keep pushing. You have to keep showing what we've been building and how well it truly does work. So as you heard, my email did get a confirmation. And just like that, we did receive that gift card code. And let's see. Oh, I guess we didn't receive the gift card code. So again, this is just a hiccup in the system. If this does happen, though, because there is live demonstrations where that might possibly happen, please contact us at support@zahnymous.io or boss@zahnymous.io. You can also see, let me look at other transactions that we've done. You can see that. So hold on real quick. Let's do this one. If you do that one, you should get a gift card code, which will look like this. So you all can see our system does work. I will get this corrected. And again, it's just one of those things that might happen. I just made a live transaction purchase as well before this AMA. So it's so funny. But anyway, I do love the idea of everything kind of, being like this because our system's not truly perfect. So it's good to show the flaws that may happen. So if this does happen, you should be able to go to your account. And then if you check view more, it should show up that gift card code. So the fact that it happened, it's fine. We will still be giving away a gift card during the purchase. I wanted to show the live transaction on what a user may actually happen during the platform. So there are sometimes hiccups. These are all test transactions, which have been successful. So you all can see that, it's just one of those. I mean, it just happens. But we're gonna get straight into it.
Kind of happen. Like, what's the typical response time like from the support team there? That's obviously a good thing to kind of touch on right now.
Yeah, of course.
As well.
So everything happens. If that does happen and you don't get the gift voucher, we will contact our providers. And if our providers don't send the code, because sometimes there does happen with the hiccup of the API, it can't be truly perfect every single time as much as I wish it was. And we are trying to really force that. Just to show you all in this example, I did show the actual gift voucher that the user did receive from this example as well. So you can see that gift vouchers do work. Again, but response time, we usually resolve inquiries within 24 hours. And if it's not, we just refund the user immediately because there's no reason to wait. That is truly apologies on the hiccup that you all just saw. But let's keep going, right? So what happens if a user does lose their gift card? Well, once you make the purchase with the same wallet, you click on orders and you can just click view more. And if for any reason what just happened live does occur to you all, it's perfectly fine. Just message us at support@zahnymous.io and we'll make sure to fill that inquiry and make sure that you're a satisfied customer because that's what's really important. Even though we're creating this solution, our customer service has to be superb to be able to settle situations that just happen live in front of you all. So if you all do lose a gift card, click on the orders and then just like that, contact us if what just happened. So now that we've resolved...
Sorry, in terms of support, I know obviously one of the big benefits that you've showcased is ability to be available in multiple countries. Now, translation services or support in these different countries, is it primarily going to be English-based support or what's kind of the globalization on the support team there?
Of course. So it is English right now, but as we grow, we can be adding different languages, but English is the main one, just because it's kind of the biggest probably demographic that we're going to be having using the platform. So that's the one that we've kind of honed in on curating. But in regards to multi-language support, English is the specific one for right now. And we always have Google Translate if worse comes to worse, right? We can always take their inquiry, their question, put it right into Google Translate and then hop up our response and then Google Translate that and then send over an email in case there is that language barrier. So we make sure that we are going to be settling for every single user from every part of the world. So don't matter just because we do English. It doesn't mean that we can't fill your inquiry if you do speak specifically Mandarin. So something else that I want to get into the platform is signing up. And I want to show you all the significance of signing up. So now that I've connected my wallet and I've showed you all how to, retrieve your order in case something happened with the email or anything in that case, what happens if you want to use multiple wallets? What happens if you don't want to reach a threshold value? Well, you can click that sign up button and the process really is, again, very user friendly. For this example, I did support Zahnymous.io with my name, Bosset, United Kingdom, and then I agree to terms and conditions and I sign up. But let's get into the KYC limitations. So if you don't KYC and you just connect the decentralized wallet, we do the 1,000 USD daily spending limit with a lifetime spending limit of 9,500 USD. And with KYC, there's no spending limit at all. No daily, no lifetime, no anything. But how do you actually KYC through our platform? Again, everything is extremely user friendly. So once you create an account and you log in, you'll see where it's my account right to the left of your wallet right under orders, you can KYC. And right when you KYC, it passes off that order that you'll be redirected to our partners Verif. And most likely everyone that's in the crypto space knows what a KYC is. So I'm not going to show the exact process, but if you do want a KYC, there's no problem at all. We do believe in our aspect of transparency. We are compliant. We do work with regulated authorities. So I do want to state that this platform is not truly in the sense that you can just spend $1 million and then nothing will happen. There is those threshold values that if they do get hit, your account is shut off until users do KYC. So once you KYC, it does pass off the transaction, but that was a mouthful. So let's recap everything. I explained to you all what Zahnymous was about, which was the decentralizing crypto spending. I explained to you all that the problem was centralized crypto spending. It's in order to use your crypto every day, you have to go that long traditional route of taking the funds, moving them to the exchange, selling them in the exchange, and then moving to your bank account. I explained to you all how we are the solution, how our dApp actually fixes that by decentralizing crypto spending. I've even walked over the user interface with you all that right when you go on the landing page of Zahnymous.io, not only can you buy ZA by just clicking the buy ZA button, you can also click buy gift card, which will allow you to spend ZA. So everything in the aspect of use case scenario for our dApp is truly fluid to make sure that users don't have to go from point A to point B. Everything's right there on the website. So now that I've went over everything, you might still be wondering, why do I invest in ZA? And it's because you're not investing in today, but you're investing for the future. ZA is a token with real utility. We solve a real problem, which is crypto spending. The applicational use is for multiple countries, continents even. We're not just in the US, we're all over Europe. We're all over Asia. We're in South America. We're in Australia. We're even in some places in Africa. It's the idea that we're multi-currency. So when you all go to the Zahnymous website, you might only see gift cards. But that's not what I see. Those gift cards are pre-filled with fiat. That $25 gift card that you get from Foot Locker or from Walmart is filled with 25 USD. So what we're truly allowing is a way to connect that something that's digital into something that's physical all over the world. That's ZA to USD, ZA to euros, JPY, New Zealand dollar, Australian dollar, GBP, all at point of sale, almost an instant execution. Winning team members. We do have Coin Official for our marketing. They are coming out with their own token I'll let them talk about it specifically, but it's to create more transparency in the ecosystem with coin voting sites. So I'll let them kind of give a small little pitch about that as well. And the Coin Official team is actually Brandon, Logan, and Faisal as well, which is part of the core franchise of ZA. The legal team. We do have 3 lawyers that make sure all of our legalities and licensing is perfect. Stack dev team. We do have front end and back end developers. By the way, I'm going to show us real quick. Our Fresh Coins audit received an amazing 99 out of 100. We also got a Certic audit as well, where we completed all. In regards to our development team, we're very strong in there as well. Another thing, finished platform. There's not many projects specifically in the BSC space which are bringing a full platform right, not even just right at launch, but before launch. We didn't want to be one of those projects with unfinished promises that you invest into the project. Well, down the roadmap in 6 months to a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3, maybe 5, we'll get it completed. Right at launch, before launch, people can use the platform. Another thing, I'm a doxed founder. I think that transparency, that's created by being a doxed founder is very rare, especially in BSC. Expansion. So now that I've explained why ZA is a good investment, what's the future of ZA? How do we plan to grow? What's the future? What's it looking like? Well, this is how we plan to grow. We plan to onboard tokens with lower market caps, specifically in BSC for right now, which will allow science is really simple. We take their communities, we bring them over here because we're listing those tokens currencies on our dApp, allowing their community to live off of those tokens to make everyday purchases, be that a laptop like you see in the picture, be that groceries for the family, shoes, clothes, flights, vacations, anything that you can imagine. More gift cards. If you go on the platform right now, we're bringing over 1,000 more, and we already have such a vast selection right now. In order to expand, we also have to make sure Africa specifically is getting the love that they deserve. So right now, our platform is lacking in Africa, but we are working to make sure that we expand because we know that there's a big ecosystem in Africa specifically. New chains. Right now, ZA is built off Binance Smart Chain, but we understand that our dApp should be used in every single blockchain, finally cornering the market of crypto to fiat transactions. So get your new school laptop from Best Buy with ZA token. So in regards to this doxed founder, some people are like, oh, he might say he's doxed. No, this is really me. And even though we're having a very serious presentation, even though this is a pitch deck, by the way, I know you can see this gentleman in the back corner staring at me like I'm an absolute maniac with a big smile on my face over eating some breakfast. But I just wanted to show the real me. And I wanted to show that transparency because that transparency, the ecosystem needs that. It needs people willing to show their face, to show who they really are as an individual, not just as a project, but as a project owner. And here's my co-founders Coin Official, which is, it consists of Brandon, Logan, and Faisal as well. And if they want to have a real quick spiel about their project and being co-founders, they're welcome to. If they don't, that's perfectly fine as well. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, well, I can definitely jump in and talk a little bit. Bossa, thanks for explaining all that in such great detail. Just kind of been answering questions in chat here, hopefully providing a little bit more clarity as you've kind of been discussing the whole project. But of course, we'll take some questions here in a second over the chat or the call. Yeah, Coin Official is kind of an incubation company. As I mentioned, we've been assisting projects for the last 3.5 years, 4 years. ZA being one of our key projects that are very close to our heart, where we've obviously been just assisting with everything from start to finish up to this point. But we are creating a platform really made around investors, project owners, and influencers, where people can go to the website, kind of think of it as like a decentralized Coin Sniper, Coin Mooner, Watcher Guru, where people can vote in a decentralized way, but where also project owners can create staking pools, influencers can sell their services and marketing, all in an easy platform just with a few clicks. But ZA being, again, a key point in this presentation from start to finish, which is just amazing that you can liquidate crypto fast and easily. And one of the things you guys hit on earlier, too, is the whole FTX and Celsius. Like, with it not being a centralized exchange, you don't need to keep your crypto on these main exchanges anymore to actually liquidate and go spend every day. Of course, we have Black Friday coming up, Christmas. I know I've done a few test purchases, too. And actually went and used it like an American Eagle, which we have a video in our Telegram doing that live. Like, it's just really an amazing platform that gives users a lot more options and kind of credibility in how they can use their crypto, making it more of kind of an everyday spending tool.
Of course. Thank you so much, Logan. So I would like to wrap this presentation up with one last thing. And I always love doing this so much because, it's just a great feeling. So be different, be Zahnymous. So of course, we can also go into the token taxes. I just really like giving those ending words, right? So we do have taxes. There's a buy tax and the sell tax totaling up to 10%, 1% buy, which goes to the LP, and then 9% sell, which goes to 5% LP, 3% marketing, and 1% development, totaling up to 10% taxes. And people might be wondering, and this might be the first question in their mind, is, well, if there's a sell tax, is that sell tax going to be included in the platform? No, there's not actually. We actually omit that wallet, and it actually incentivizes people, instead of selling ZA that way by just, getting out of the project and then going to BNB, you can then just sell ZA, or not sell ZA, I guess use ZA through the actual, through our gateway, through our dApp ZA card. So it actually incentivizes people to use the platform a lot more, creating that true fluidity. Because in order for crypto to be mass adopted, it has to be used in our economy. There has to be an easy way not only to buy crypto, but to also use crypto for every single day use. So what do you think
Perfect.
of the sales
And
pitch,
again,
Maurice? You come from a background of sales. Let's hear it. Was it
talking
hard?
to Sereno in the background a little bit, and I thought it was a good sell. I mean, you definitely touch on the value adds, why people should want to invest. I mean, it doesn't come across overly salesy. It's more so just pointing to kind of why you think it's a good fit.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, really, really solid presentation. You can clearly tell like you're super passionate about it. And I do say that's something that needs to be there for anything that's positioning themselves as anything but a meme coin. If you're a meme coin, cool. You don't have to be passionate about it. But if you're anything but, you need to have passion because bumps will come up, things will occur that maybe you don't forecast. And if you don't have the passion, it's a lot easier to just give up and maybe try and find something else versus, okay, we got to push through because, this is something that I've been building, like you said, for over a year. So, yeah, great presentation. I was saying to Reno, very professionally done. I like that you guys have a pitch deck. It's easy for the information to come across the channel. And I think that's one of the biggest gaps sometimes that projects have in DeFi is they don't know how to communicate the value. The only question I have from my end is, outside of it is just the ZA token itself, right? What is, if you do have the ability to jump in with a fiat option, what is that benefit then to holding the ZA? Is there going to be some exclusive discounts, some benefits in terms of premium access, that type of
Exactly.
thing in the future?
Of course. So one thing that we're going to be adding is whenever earlier in the presentation, I kind of said that ZA is wanting to bring this DApp of gift cards out before we even launch the token because it's just the tip of the iceberg of crypto to fiat transactions. We do plan on actually adding bill payments where users can still stay on chain, but pay for possibly light bills, car payments, home mortgages, electric, etc. And we are going to be adding other perks of that centralized crypto spending, possibly with a debit card program, and users will get a discount if they use ZA specifically. So not only will there be benefits for what we're going to be adding that you have to have ZA, there will also be the benefits that if you use ZA right from the beginning, you will have a discount compared to the other tokens, which will consist of about 0.5%.
Beautiful. So now, in terms of a revenue generation standpoint, what is the potential for the company to offer maybe a small percentage to holders of the ZA token as a profit sharing potential as you guys maybe increase the advertising revenue on the platform or the overall ability to generate from the platform itself?
Okay, we haven't really went down that route yet just because our main focus is making sure that we build everything to a point to actually have more liquidation with more capital to actually like grow the platform and allow for a lot more purchases to occur. We're also adding other gift card providers as well. So the main focus really is building the corporate capital to actually allow for more use case and allow for more advancements for that bill payment, for that possibly centralized crypto spending. So really, we haven't thought about the profit share going out to other community members just because the main focus is to create that all-in-one bundle to truly allow people to crypto spend in a more fluid manner. So mainly the capital is going to be growing the platform and allowing those other use cases.
Yeah, and just to add on a little bit, again, ZA is really a sustainable ecosystem. We really don't want to sit around like Ponzi economics and give out like 200% APR rewards and we're dead in a month. Again, we're really focused on sustainability where this platform can run with 10 users or 1 million users. It really doesn't matter. I think there is a lot of cool ideas we've, had community members bring up and we've kind of talked internally about how can we benefit the ZA holders more. The immediate answer is the fee when you actually buy a gift card is less if you're using ZA than any other token or coin. So that's the immediate benefit of actually using the ZA token. But of course, there's a lot of things in the works where we'd like to reward those holders as much as possible. One of the easiest things right off the bat is the staking pool that we'll be launching on the Coin Official platform. So if you buy ZA, obviously stake it, you earn more ZA. Pretty simple and straightforward. But again, definitely more rewards and stuff down the road, kind of once we get past the, kind of hectic pre-launch phase there.
Is there any
Well,
way
also,
from a staking? Oh, sorry,
m- m-
I didn't mean to cut you guys off. I was just going to ask: is there
no,
any
my
way
bad,
from a
Maurice.
staking standpoint to have the rewards that you earn stay within the ecosystem so that you know the benefit of staking is so that you can use the rewards to buy gift cards, not so much use the extra ZA to sell it and make money, but use it for the actual growth and support of the ecosystem on the staking reward side.
That's a really cool thought. And again, it's kind of coming down to giving users more freedom. Of course, we could probably implement some kind of like quote unquote gem system where it's like, here's some points per se, and you can use them to buy a gift card based on how many gift cards you purchase. Again, I think that's one of the ideas that is still being tossed around. But we really don't like to limit what the users can or can't do. We really try to create, again, we don't want to be a centralized exchange where we say, here are the rules, you need to do X, Y, Z. Or we're taking full control. So as it stands right now, it's just a standard staking pool. Probably most people are here used to, where you stake ZA, you can earn ZA. Now, of course, we hope you can use it to buy gift cards, but we do want to give you that freedom. If you want, to sell it for BNB or BUSD, you have those options. If that answered your question.
Really, it does. And again, I completely see where you're coming from there, Logan. And that is definitely the one thing that you want to be mindful of is how the community is going to interpret that lack of better terms control of the rewards. But for me, it's if you set this, because it's not in place yet, if you set that expectations that yes, stake to earn, and you can earn more so that you can get more out of our platform, right? And you can earn more to spend with those gift cards, which you can really use in the real world. And I think that for you pushes home kind of the mission statement you have there is trying to bridge, crypto and fiat through the uses of gift cards, right? So again, for me, I think, or sorry, bridge the real world and crypto through the usage of, fiat and gift cards and stuff like that. And for me, that staking rewards, if it's communicated and set up front so that everybody who jumps into the staking and does stake knows exactly where and why it's being used that way, I think long term, it would push that real world usage more because all of that reward, all of that benefit from those holders supporting you guys in staking is going to directly be used for people to purchase gift cards and further exactly what you're trying to do, the value of your product in the real world.
Of course. Yeah, I think we'll definitely take that to heart and, do everything we can to make that happen.
Something that I do want to clarify, though, is we also don't want to be one of those projects that have some crazy reflection system or something crazy that actually does more harm than good, because those funds that you do give rewards, they come from somewhere, right? So the fact that we don't want to just like hand out too much and actually hurt the project.
I get that side of things.
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing, especially because the ZA platform allows for such easy liquidation. We just really want to tread very carefully on that aspect of reflections or giving away too much. But definitely great point. And we're definitely considering a lot of different aspects to improve our system and to create that more fluid ecosystem to allow users to use our platform and want to use the ZA platform every day.
There's a couple, kind of interesting things you guys might be able to do as well. I mean, we haven't even talked about NFTs or the potential kind of usage of NFTs in terms of storing value or data specific to the project as well. So, there's a lot of things that you guys could do. And again, I think these discussions show, in my opinion, professionally, they show that one, you do a good job in the presentation, because for me to get engaged or want to come up with ideas to, I have to actually think the project can go somewhere. So, I mean, great job on the initial presentation, because if these discussions don't exist without some potential, or like I mentioned earlier, without the thought that you guys are actually going to bring value into the space. So, I will say, your point about the minting and the surplus of tokens, that is a really, interesting and point to keep in mind. So, even if it wasn't staking, maybe that's where NFTs could come into play potentially. But again, I am not a technical guy. I'm sure a couple of our community members or marketers that are in our community that are in love with the NFT side, they might have some ideas or suggestions. But for me, I just think it could be a good potential because of what you brought up on the token side, just to have the same impact, but not have the risk from an overmint or an oversupply of the token.
Of course. And I also love the aspect that you kind of said, even though that you're sitting here hosting, you're also coming with so many ideas that we could do, because it truly is like that. The fact that we've already built this out, there's so much that we can actually do with this, that it's already built out. It's not just an idea that's thought of. The fact that users can just connect and then spend, we can go so many ways about the application. It's so powerful because, again, we're still such a new project, even though we've been working on this a year, and we're just going to be launching our token pretty much now. Within 20 or 48 hours. So definitely, I can't wait to see what the future holds for ZA. The fact that we're already bringing such an advanced utility day one of the project.
Awesome. At this point, I would love to open it up to some community-based questions, because we've already had some good ones come in. Where was the first one I got sent? I did tell that person I would ask it because it was pretty solid. There he is, Marv. So this one is from Marv Ellis at I'm_Elvis. Sorry, Marv Elvis. I'm Elvis. His question is, the problem with some card mechanisms is that when it's in line with fiat, the code expiration is often quite limited or quite low. So would you have the ability on your cards or on these gift cards to enable one to have the activation code available for a longer period of time? I think, this is a question, it's a bit weirdly worded, but I've had a couple other people ask, saying that, like, is there the ability for gift cards to have longer expiration dates considering their use with crypto? It does seem like they're maybe a bit shorter in duration.
Of course. So they're not actually too short. Usually it's about a year, and some gift cards can be 5 years. So hopefully you do spend the gift card within the year. So usually I was going to show the actual expiration, but we had a little bit of a hiccup with the system. So I do apologize about that. But usually the gift cards, it says in the terms of service before you buy the gift card as well, for how long that it's actually valid. But right when you buy it, it's not like one of those gift cards that you buy and it's a resold gift card. So you might only have a month, even though it says a full year of expiration. Right when you buy these, they actually end up becoming active. And that activity is usually about a year. And I've even seen some gift cards for 5 years. So there's no worry about, if I buy this, do I have to use it within a week? You usually do have years. Or a year or 2 years to actually use the gift card. So definitely very great question in regards to the actual expiration date for the vouchers.
It's good to know. I appreciate you letting us know too that it's not there's no like resells that are occurring within the platform. It all would essentially be unique or first time used
Exactly.
usage. Awesome. Thanks for the question, Marv. I appreciate that. We will go live here for our next one. I always like to try and go 1-on-1. So we're going to go here. Oh, Faisal got dropped again. Dang it. I just saw him when I was scrolling through the questions. Faisal, I'll get you unmuted too. We'll go Saul here for our first question. We'll go Saul, and then we'll try Titus. I saw Titus with his hand up early before all the hands went up. So Titus, I will give you a shot second if that works. But Saul, kick it off.
Yeah, I got a quick one, I guess. So, you don't really need to do, well, I guess you have the option to do KYC if you want to withdraw more. But 10K isn't really a small sum either. Of course, it kind of prevents, the bigger players from abusing your system. Well, kind of. So the way you can abuse the system is just constantly make new accounts and don't do KYC. So, for example, if a guy is doing something sketchy, he can just constantly create new accounts and withdraw the 10K. So do you guys have any preventions against that? Maybe there's like a delay before a person can withdraw the money. After creating an account, something like that?
Of course. So we do have a module set up to make sure that the IP addresses are being constantly somewhat monitored to make sure that there's no illicit activity. And this is actually to prevent any anti-financial crime. And that's also, it should be in our white paper in the, I think the anti-money laundering section. If not, it could be possibly in the KYC section as well. So we do have things in play to make sure that one user is not just pretty much trying to do anything illicit with our platform. So definitely a great question.
No, IP can be bypassed with VPNs and various other things, though. So it's not really, especially like in the crypto space, a lot of people here use VPNs, so they're familiar with the stuff. So.
Of course, it's just something that, it is something that we have in play to make sure that we're preventing, but can we 100% stop people? No. So will we take more measures to make sure that we're fighting and kind of combating back? Yes, but we still want to kind of give that free decentralization to our users as well, while still not taking away freedom from them. So that is the only solution that we have right now in regards to fighting back against people that are trying to just dump without making sure that they're not KYCing. So definitely thank you. And a great question, great resolve, great ask.
All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for answering.
You're welcome.
Cheers. Great question. So we'll go here. Maybe Titus is next, and then we'll go to one from the audience. I do like to try and get, a good mix. Not everybody has a mic or is always in the environment to be able to jump in and ask live. So Titus, you're up next. Whenever you're ready, the floor is yours, and we will try to maybe get we'll try and get Ricky Rich in here next. He had a pretty good one.
Ricky Rich, baby. That's an awesome name.
Yeah, he's been active here for a long time. He joined a couple months ago, and he's really improved his kind of research and dissection of the project since. So, got to try and get him in when we can, when he sends a good one. We are waiting for. Looks like they may be dropped.
Hello, Maurice.
Oh, there we go. There's Titus. Hey there. What's up?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Maurice. So, can you hear me?
Got you here.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So, my question.
Oh, the kids just popped in there.
Are you still with us, Titus?
Okay. So,
I think he's having some connection problems. If you're having connection problems, or if your sound's just a little bit off, just send me your question, and I can always read it live. We do have a lot of hands, so I do want to keep a good flow here going and try and get as many questions as we can. I'm going to go to Ricky Rich's question.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there. We got you now, Titus. Hopefully your mic's a little better.
Okay. So, my question. Purchasing gift card online. Like if I purchase a gift card. Can you hear me?
Yep. No, we got you.
Hello?
So I think what happens is he's like talking, and then he'll get feedback, and then he probably thinks that we can't hear him. I see it happen pretty often. So, Titus, we'll give you one more shot if you want to jump in with your question. Otherwise, I would just say DM it to me if you could. That way I could ask it, and we can just keep a good flow of the conversation going. I'm going to just get my question from Ricky in, and I'll just get his question read out when he sends it over. I don't want to waste any more time waiting for connection. So Ricky's question, if you plan to remove the limitations when buying a gift card, why would you look to limit the gift cards by applying a regional effect, such that if I wanted to buy a USA gift card when living outside of the US, would that be something that I could do, or would I be restricted by my essentially IP address?
Of course. So no, you're actually not. So for example, if you wanted to buy, let's say you're international right now, let's say you're in Europe or you're abroad, and you actually want to send your loved one a gift voucher for, let's say, Valentine's Day to Walmart in the US, you are 100% freely able to just go to the US section, buy, let's say, Walmart for your loved one, and then for the email, you put their email, and that voucher should be sent straight from them, even though your IP address may be in Europe. So we do give that freedom of users just in case there is a scenario that someone that does want to send to their loved one, they're not locked to a specific country just because their IP address is something specific. So definitely, again, a really great question, but that's kind of the aspect of that whole freedom as well. We were kind of considering that, should we country lock them? Should we do that? But at the end of the day, there are scenarios where that may happen and they want to send to a loved one or maybe send to a family member. So we do allow any gift card to be purchased no matter where you are in the world for whatever country. But we do want to say that the gift cards usually are country locked. But certain online gift cards may work if you use a VPN. So for example, PlayStation Network, if you buy one in the United States, you can use it all over the country as long as you do the US IP address whenever redeeming the actual gift voucher. So there are certain gift cards that you can kind of play around with, like PlayStation Network, Xbox, or there may be even certain gift cards which actually have different branches in different parts of the world. And it says in their terms of service, like, hey, you can also use this in Puerto Rico. So for example, in the United States gift card, there is a Walmart one. And I'm pretty sure if you look at the terms of service, it says it will also work in Walmart in Puerto Rico as well. So I really do advise people to read that because it may answer some of your questions on, well, does this work in this country or will this work somewhere else? So again, thank you. And I hope my solution was as good as the question.
Appreciate that, Ricky. And again, I'll defer to you there for the question, but yeah, really solid answer from my side of things. So, Titus, if you want to give it a round 3, we'll give you one more shot now that we got that question in. Not so much of a rush. If you want to try again, Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Maurice. So my question, while I normally purchase gift card online, and if I purchase a gift card, I used to pay let me say I purchase a $10, I pay $15. So on your platform, it's like that? Is it the same thing? Is there any additional interest by purchasing a gift card?
Curious what is involved.
Of course. Can you say that just one more? What do you mean by the interest after the purchase?
Yeah. So his question was like, if I bought something for $10, like it's a $10 gift card, but they charged me $15. He was just curious, like when he says interest, I think he means fees. Just the term was used a little bit differently. But he was just curious what the transaction fee or what the additional cost would be to him as a user to purchase the gift card is how I would interpret the question. Okay. Titus, please jump in and confirm. But
okay, thank you, Maurice, for the interpretation.
Yeah, so Titus, it's nothing crazy. So if you buy a $10 gift card, you're not going to be charged $15 or anything super high like that. There is a 5% service fee for ZA, and then there's going to be a 6% service fee, or I believe 6.5% service fee for other currencies as well. So this is the basis of the very beginning start of the actual fee process. So 5% is what we're aiming for ZA and a flat fee. And a lot of other providers, they charge a range of fees. Sometimes it can be high as 7% to 10% or as low as 3.5% to 4%. So they actually range off of different gift cards on which ones you actually purchase, while we do a flat rate fee for right now startup of the actual company. So it's not like the fees are going to be changing, because we've noticed that other providers will actually have different fees based on what gift card it is specifically. So that's actually something that's a bonus with us, is it's a flat rate fee no matter where you are in the world, no matter what gift card it is.
Okay, so on your platform, if I try to buy a gift card, I see that we connect our wallet. So can I use a normal debit card or Visa card to buy a gift card on your platform?
No, it's only for crypto. So I wasn't sure. Actually, I heard Maurice say that when he said fiat to gift card. I wasn't sure if he was so I did actually hear Maurice say that, but I wasn't positive if there was like a miscommunication or anything. We are specifically a crypto to fiat platform. We don't really do the fiat to crypto yet, but we understand that since our platform is mainly focused on this user friendliness of not having to use an exchange to make a transaction for your crypto to fiat, it would make sense to add that fiat gateway possibly to where users can also fiat on ramp. So then you can put a debit card and then buy ZA, or put a debit card and then buy BNB. Then you can buy ZA and then spend in the physical world as well. Or if you want to invest in crypto, kind of that all in one solution. But right now there is no fiat to crypto. It is specific to crypto to fiat transactions via gift cards.
Oh, okay, that's very cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. And thank you so much for your question. And I hope I answered everything to the best of my ability.
Yeah, great question, Titus. Appreciate your patience. I got to get one in here from a community member who always tries to ask questions. I normally say no because they're a little bit generic. This one's from Bigo. No, I do. And again, and I told Bigo, I was like, listen, man, the question you sent me was a little bit generic. If you want to take another shot, I'll give you one. And, he came back with a pretty decent question. So I said I'd get it asked for him because I do appreciate the effort, that some of our community members try and put into, improve their own skills. And so his question is, alternatively, I heard, it mentioned that there's not a ton of direct competitors for this type of project. What type of trends or obstacles would you say you need to overcome in order for your project ZA to capture more market share? You know what? Not a bad question.
Not a bad question at all, of course. So I'm all about competitive. I'm all about the business. So I have already kind of given my insight to make sure that we go for the top of the top and that we actually have access to make sure that we're competitive enough as a company. So what actually separates us from them is the fact that we're decentralized, the fact that you don't have to create an account, the fact that other providers are more Web 2.0 based, as we are specific to just have a decentralized wallet. So that decentralization actually goes very far. And in regards to limits, the fact that you can do the 1,000 a day to the 9,500 for the entire wallet, it's actually so powerful because it really does focus on that decentralization. So that's really what separates us. And as we grow, we are adding other providers that are specific to countries. So even though we do have more international providers, which allow us up to like 100 countries, we know that in order to kind of separate us from those other providers as well that go with the very big companies, we kind of go for those mom and pop shops. For example, in Australia, I have a provider that I'm trying to add right now, which will allow me enough gift cards that people can actually do everything they want in Australia just through my platform, having hundreds and hundreds of brands specific to just Australia. So really going that route of finding those other providers that pretty much focuses specifically on one country separates us a lot from those big names because they're just trying to aggregate for so many other countries off one API.
Awesome.
So just to answer real quick, it's the decentralization and the actual the way that we truly are trying to be competitive by gathering those smaller providers that are specific to countries only. And those two ways is how we truly believe that we're going to be competitive, and why I believe personally that we are going to have longevity as a project and as a crypto, or a business and a crypto. All right.
No, man, you're really strong on the Q&A side of things. Definitely one of the better speakers we've had in the lounge before. So again, appreciate that. Who do we have that we haven't heard a little while? You know what? We haven't heard from Tokyo in a while. So why don't we give them a shot, and then we will go with Adam here, Black Adam. So Tokyo, then Adam. Those will be our next two. We'll probably get, another 15 minutes of questions in if you guys have the time for that. And then we'll get the closing statements and everything wrapped up. All right. So if you're ready, Tokyo, floor is yours. I also...
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Hello, can you hear me?
We got you okay. How's it going?
Okay, so my question is, as I read that people will get gift codes via email address, what if someone loses an access to their email address? Don't you think there should be another way, or can those people still redeem those cards if they don't have an access to it?
Of course. So I already answered that question through the platform. My bad if I was going a little fast. I was really excited, but I could definitely go right back into it. So if that does happen where you do somehow lose access to your email, or you do accidentally type in one letter wrong, one number, anything like that, you should be able to see my screen, Tokyo. Can you? Tokyo, can you see my screen? Okay, well, I hope you do. If you
Yes.
do, then yeah. So make sure that you made the same exact purchase with that wallet. You go to my account, you go to orders, and once you go to orders, you can see all the transactions that you've had. And just for to make things easy, you click view more, and right when you click view more, you're going to be able to see that gift card code that you can then just copy right here, and then you can paste it into the URL. I will actually show you real quick. So you can paste that. Hello?
And just to add on to what Bassett kind of touched on is all you need to do to see that orders there is just by connecting your wallet, which is just again a decentralized way of pulling up past orders. The email, think of it as more of like a backup, right? Kind of a Web 2 formation of actually getting that information just to make your life a little bit easier. And again, like a backup code almost. But really the easiest way is just by connecting your wallet. The same wallet used to purchase the card, you can find those past orders super easily.
So I hope that answered your question on how to receive order or retrieve orders if you did lose your email, because we've definitely thought about that in the past. Like, well, what happens if an email does happen? We have to have another solution for them. So again, you don't even have to leave the website if you want. You don't even have to go to your email, actually. The email is kind of secondary, like Logan said. So if you just go and connect your wallet and then go to my account and then go to that orders, you should be able to find it. I almost guarantee if it's the same MetaMask that you made the purchase with, you will find that same exact purchase. So thank you again, Tokyo, for your question, and I hope we resolved everything.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you for asking.
Awesome question. And great to hear from you, Tokyo. I know you're pretty active, and we don't always have the chance to get you in, so always love having people throw their hand up. Adam, I lost your. No, I already unmuted you. Okay, that's why I lost you in the hand section. Okay, we're good. You're ready whenever your mic's good.
Adam's coming back for some revenge.
Yeah, thank you so much, Maurice. And hey, Basit, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, Adam. I can tell already you're just ready for that that redemption.
No, that's not really what I was looking for. Okay, I have kind of two questions for you. I know that people can integrate their tokens into the ZA ecosystem. So I was thinking that for how long that project can stay integrated with ZA ecosystem, and is it possible for them to leave your ecosystem at any moment? And do you have anything for non-crypto game projects, like if we talk about PUBG or any other game, so people can just buy gift cards for those in-game assets as well, just get into the game and redeem your gift cards in that game and get costumes or any other thing from your gift cards?
Really cool. The gaming side of gift cards, I didn't even think about that.
So we should have PUBG and Fortnite as well. I'm pretty sure we do. If we don't, for some reason, I can ask my provider to see if we can actually bring those on. And in regards to other crypto projects, if they don't want to be on the platform anymore as a currency, they just contact us. And then we've actually set up the admin dashboard for us to immediately just press one button and we can remove that currency as well. So again, thank you for that. If projects don't want to be on the platform, again, it is as easy as just pressing one button and their currency's not on there anymore. And also, how long do they want to be on there? It's up to them, right? If they like how our platform's suiting their communities, they can definitely be on our platform for as long as they want. There's nothing in regards wrong to that at all. So let me kind of rephrase everything. You should be able to buy Fortnite and buy PUBG through the platform. And if not, please tell me and I can actually get that resolved. And in regards to other crypto projects, they can be on our platform for as long as they want to be on our platform. And if they don't want to be on the platform, we can just press one button and their currency's off.
Okay, Basit, understood. And I also want to know that, as I know that users can delete their to know whenever those users want to create their account again, will they get all their data back as well? And don't you think once a person reaches to their lifetime limit, as you told us before, for without KYC, that there is a lifetime limit. So if they reaches out to their lifetime limit, if they choose without KYC, then can they delete their account and then make the account again, or choose other email address to make the account? So why would someone choose an account with KYC if they can just go without KYC, and when a certain limit is reached, they can just delete the account and make a new one or choose another email address?
Of course. So you're saying, or Logan, you want to go ahead and answer that?
Oh yeah, I mean, Bossett might hate me for saying this, and again, I want to be very clear that we do need to be kind of careful with our verbiage, just because we do need to stay compliant with these centralized exchanges and just international law with like AML. Again, we have security policies in place to prevent really mass gift card purchases for like money laundering. Obviously, we don't want to encourage that at all. That's why the limit without a non-KYC is 9,500. For 99% of people, this is going to be a great solution for everyday spending. Now, of course, this limit is set per wallet. You can take it with what you will. That is the limit per wallet, and again, if you would like to increase it, you can just go ahead and do a KYC. Again, you still need to adhere to your local regulations. But again, that's not our job. That's just something you need to do.
Exactly.
Does that answer your question?
Honestly, Logan, great everything. But something else Adam was asking was, why would a user even want to KYC? And it's because you have that freedom of the no limits. And also, if you want to use other wallets to track your expenses, you can also track everything if you do create an account, because if you create an account, it actually adds all transactions with other wallets as well. So definitely great questions always, Adam. And I hope Logan kind of hit the head on the nail about really trying to explain to you the process of the whole one wallet and the simplified crypto spending aspect of the Zahnymous platform.
Yeah, Vasit and Logan, thank you so much for answering it. But one last thing, one little thing I want to clear it up from you, because will you guys be notifying users that you guys are monitoring their IP address as well? Because not most of the people read all terms and conditions. So I think it should be better if everyone using your platform know that you guys are monitoring or tracking or monitoring their IP addresses for regulations or due to some rules and regulations as well.
Sure. Well, again, we do need to stay compliant, and we do have those security policies in place. Bossa kind of earlier in the call mentioned, again, you can definitely click and read through those terms and conditions. They're not like 100 pages long, like any normal person can read them. Again, you still are responsible for your local regulations. We aren't trying to get involved in that kind of aspect, of course, because again, we operate across the whole world. We're a decentralized platform. But again, we still do need to stay compliant.
And one last thing that I do want to say, Adam, you said we should state that we are kind of watching the IP addresses to make sure. But, when you purchase a gift card and you're checking out, you click that button that says, I agree to terms and conditions. You are the one stating in fact that you do agree to the terms and conditions. So it's not really my fault that you might click on the terms and conditions because you want to buy a gift voucher and then say, well, I didn't see that the terms and conditions may state this. In order to actually buy the gift voucher, you have to click that button. So I do, in regards, I actually would love for everyone to know and be up to date with our conditions and make sure that they go through the white paper specifically, so they may answer anything in regards to the solution to that.
And just to add on to it too, not to get too long, is, again, we really try to be as transparent as possible with really every aspect of the whole business. And if your thought is, okay, let's go ahead and you click a little checkbox that says, hey, just so you know, your IP is checked when you're purchasing. I mean, this is kind of just going back to like cookie tracking a few years ago. Now, you've probably noticed when you go to a lot of websites, it goes, what kind of cookies can we track? Realistically, 90% of people still don't read those messages, and we're just adding a pop-up for almost really zero reason, because people just click allow, move on. Again, we have that in the terms and conditions, and again, I can send you the white paper link. All that's up to date and open. But adding another checkbox or a pop-up really doesn't solve any issues. And again, everything we're kind of doing is just being upfront as transparent as possible, just so that you guys can get gift cards in a decentralized fashion.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, great, Logan and Basit. It's been great talking to you again, and thank you so much for answering my all questions.
Of course, Adam. Thank you so
Didn't know
much.
you guys. I thought when he said "come back for revenge," I thought he was just joking about the character from the movie. I didn't know. I didn't know you guys had spoken before.
That's actually funny.
So I was like, yeah, he knows the movie. Great reference. I love it. I was just kind of like out here, just not even knowing. That's awesome. But yeah, Adam, as always, you have some of the best questions here. I do appreciate you always taking the time to pop in. So we got a next one here from Vicmon Benny. Benny actually had a pretty interesting question. I was kind of curious. It's more so one that's good to have clarified before we wrap the AMA. So Benny's question here is, if one purchases a gift card but mistakenly sends the code to somebody to the wrong email, do we have the chance to cancel that? Or if they accept and redeem it, is it too late? So he actually asked the question, can we send the code directly from purchasing to somebody? And I was like, well, I think the way it's set up is you purchase the code, you get it, and then you can send the code to somebody. But if you wanted to, like he was saying, buy it from your wallet, but have their email as the one to receive it, and you put the wrong email, is there any way to potentially cancel that and restate a new email?
You can always reach out to the team. We do have a full-fledged ticketing system built out so that users can hopefully get any issues remedied pretty quickly. Again, hopefully you can type in the right email, and then by connecting your wallet, you can always find your past orders. That way it's super quick and easy, and it's just logged basically to what wallet purchased the gift card itself. Again, if there's an issue or you send it to the wrong address, feel free to put in a ticket. We'd be happy to fix it and do what we can. If you hypothetically did send it to other real world person's address that didn't mean to get it and they used it, I think you're kind of stuck there.
And the reason that is, hold on real quick, Logan.
Yeah.
So the reason that actually is because remember how I was telling you, Maurice, that these aren't resold gift cards. Right when they're purchased, they're immediately activated. So we don't get that money back once it's actually bought. So once the user actually buys that gift card, it is live to then be used, and it's immediately activated as soon as they send the crypto. So if they did send it to the wrong user and that user does end up using it and spending it, it's kind of one of those situations that it can be very complicated because it is an activated gift card.
So what you just said is it actually plays off somebody else's question. So this one's from Chapman C2 _ C2. They sent this one to Buck. Their question was, because you mentioned it's automatically activated once the crypto is received, correct? So his question is, his question was kind of like, in the traditional sense of gift cards, there's always that activation process that has to be done by like the cashier or the clerk or whoever you're purchasing it from in the real world. So I guess, how do you guys avoid that, or how do you have it done with a click? And I guess you kind of answered that, but I did want to make sure I asked that question just to see if there's anything else specific to the activation or redemption process of the gift cards versus how you would kind of be used to utilizing them in the real world.
Of course. So the process kind of goes like this. When they send the crypto, we actually connect with our providers, and then immediately it gets deducted off of a fiat balance. So once that fiat balance, so for example, if someone's buying a gift card in Australia, it pulls from Australian dollar. Once that balance is then pulled from, and then so pretty much right when they sign off on the transaction, we then pull from that balance of the actual fiat from the provider of that specific gift card. So it immediately gets activated because once we receive the gift card, we immediately trigger that gift card provider's API integration for that specific brand. So it's almost instant conversion, technically.
Thanks.
I hope that answers
for the question. And yeah, it was kind of a good time to kind of segue to another user's questions. I always, if I can kind of get as many in as I can that are related, I will. So appreciate that. I did say we would kind of wrap it up at this point. I want to leave some time here, obviously, for closing statements, and I'll start by just saying here on behalf of Caesars and the community, phenomenal presentation. I don't think we can run 45 minutes of Q&A after an hour long of discussion if people aren't interested or people aren't, seeing potential value in this one. I know with the market conditions the way they are, some people may love a concept but may choose to buy it, when it's active versus in the pre-sale phase. And that's, nothing wrong with that. But we did get some good interest in the whitelist spots. I know Buck was running a little contest even on your channel for people to jump in there and put some feedback on the AMA. So he's going to be collecting those and getting those over to me for tonight. So I'll send them over to you for tonight, just so you guys have to tomorrow to get them in. And to clarify in terms of what's upcoming, pre-sale starts 8 p.m. UTC on GemPad on the 14th of November, which is this coming Monday. So just about right now, I guess just under 48 hours left. So again, really exciting time for everybody. The AMA did run almost 2 hours. So I wanted to say big thank you to everyone in the community. Big thank you to everyone over on the Zahnymous team here for giving us that extra time. And, all it took is about an hour and 50 minutes and I can nail the pronunciation of the name now. So we're good. But again, guys, love the concept, love the idea. Very professional presentation. You answered the questions fantastic, and I'll throw the mic to you to close things out. But thanks again for such a great job.
Of course, and I want to thank everyone out that kind of heard our pitch. It was truly a pleasure. I am extremely passionate, if you haven't been able to tell. But something that I do want to kind of close on is this idea of what we're trying to build. And it's, if you believe crypto is the future, you believe ZA is the future. And a lot of people might say that about their specific project, but because we're trying to simplify the aspect of crypto spending and finally bridging that gap between crypto and fiat transactions, because in order for crypto to actually truly be integrated into our everyday lives, there has to be a way to use it in a more simplified manner. And that's exactly what Zahnymous is about. So again, I do want to state this. If you believe crypto is the future, you believe ZA is the future as well. Thank you all so much for coming out to listening to our AMA. And it was a pleasure to present to every single person out there. So good morning, good afternoon, and good night, world. Thank you, and stay Zahnymous.
Beautiful.